So, looking back on what we've done so far, things have gone pretty well, all things considered. Using, from the beginning, the design and what we wanted the project to be was a good, we had a well-sized scope for the project. I think the scope of our project worked well. Also, all the design features are pretty much all set in stone, so we all know what we're working on now. So as far as design and idea and project and scope go, everything has been going great.
So at first we think it's hard for us to select class in MyStudentInfo, and we decide to make the web page called Course Hero, and we made this web page for only CU students to select class. And at first it's hard to decide which one, because we have so many ideas about our project, and finally we decide the Course Heroes. And we got the search page, the UI page, at the very beginning, about 1 week or 2 weeks after we got the idea. And now we have the data. Thanks for Sarah to find the FSQ, and then we can have our data to relate to our web page, and we have those information for other students. And now we have the result page after the search page, and we kind of will design it better than others who have similar ideas with us.
We picked RateMyCourse purposely because my CU info is just kind of a nightmare, and we knew that we needed some sort of software solution to this. So we started by sketching rough user interfaces of what we wanted this web service to look like. And then, so once we had that plan down, we had Jackson populate the SQL database.
For this project, I'm mostly working on the back end, the server side stuff. And so my first task for this project was to go look through all the FCQ data to see what we thought would be useful for our database for us to be able to display to users. And so what I first did was I went through and I collected all the data from the FCQ spreadsheet provided by the school, and I took all the data that we needed, and for each table in our database I created a CSV file with all of the data for that table. And once I had all the data for the tables, I took those files and I used the Google Cloud Console, which is where our MySQL databases project is being hosted. And I took all those CSV files and I used the console's user interface to upload the data to the database. So I didn't do it via command line, which I found to be easier, but I did go back and write the command line commands for that so that we could use the command line in the future. And then since then I have been helping connect the server side to the client side of our application, and the biggest part of that for me just entails being an administrator of that Google Cloud Console to go in and add people's IP addresses to grant them access so they can make connections to test the database and the connections there. And as we continue to develop our project, I'm just going through the FCQ sheet to see what more data we could use in our database, stuff that we think that would be useful to the students here at the school to be displayed on that website. And as I do that, I just go through and add that data to the database.
And the tools that we've been using, tools like Slack, have been really helpful for communicating with the team. One thing that I wish would have maybe worked out a little better was Trello. We haven't really been following it, and that's fine because we do communicate well enough that we can know what everybody's supposed to be working on. So those are kind of the methods that I feel worked well. Picking the Google Cloud server, at first we thought it would be great, because it was like free. It's Google, it's amazing, but it's been a little bit hard. That was a major setback in terms of schedule, just getting the database connected to our actual HTML and our PHP. But we finally got that figured out, so that's great. Everybody's been working together and just keeping everybody motivated. Jackson did a great job with the server-side stuff, with making the relations easy and understandable, doing the documentation. Igor has been great at doing the UI stuff, making everything look real nice.
I had an internship doing the UI stuff, so as he was populating the database of FCQ data, me, Rohith, and Alec just started by constructing that first initial user interface where that search box is. And as of this week in middle November, we finally got the server-side code to work. So our search box recognizes the database. So now Rohith and I can proceed to construct the resulting UI and the result of the result, aka when you click on a course and want to display more information about it.
So far in our final project, we have been working on getting together a comprehensive student website for students to be able to find what classes they want to take according to FCQ data. And we found that working in the library helps a lot. We come together for weekly meetings and get a lot of stuff done, even though there's lots of collaboration going on around us, but it's really nice to have that space. And we've been working on mostly UI stuff. We just got a big problem fixed, and that's connecting our server to the databases. And we're still kind of working on that
I guess from week 1 till now, we've covered a lot of ground in terms of our scope and what we want to achieve with the project. I think initially that was one of the biggest problems that we had, was making sure that the scope was within our limitations as programmers, even though, because we are students, we don't have a lot of time in the day to work on this, as a job. So we decided on a good scope of creating a website, and gradually we started improving our ideas. One of the good things that we did was the Ajax live search, something that is pretty intuitive and very, very useful. And it's going to make our whole design work a lot better together with each other. I guess in terms of UI, the stuff that I've been working on, I think that a simple design works better than anything else, and we haven't really complicated it at all. So hopefully from this point on, we can just keep it the way that it's been going, and sort of improve on it by adding different features past the search page, improve on it by making it prettier, making sure the results page is there, the results of the results page too. So I'm pretty hopeful as to what we can achieve by the end of this project. And I think that together with the server-side code getting ready now, and us being able to seamlessly work with the search box, finally we can start moving forward with how we want to design our UI, with how we want to design the results page, and yeah, hopefully it'll be good.
So far I think meeting as a team worked really well. Whenever we could collectively get together at one place at one time worked really well. I think what we need to do less is less talking for a long time, and more implementing stuff whenever we can. I also think that the UI team and the back-end team should meet up more often to discuss what we can do, what improvements we can make. Another good thing we could do in the future is get some opinions from other people, on the website, and also from other students who may be using our website in the future, to get some nice feedback and give them a product overview of what we could provide for them in the future. Yep.